So Plan Change 1 will affect farming within the Waikato and the Waipa catchment. So it's really important that farmers understand what the plan is going to be asking of them to do on their farms.
With the plan with its blanket rules will not suit the environmental work that we've already done, and it will actually undo a lot of it. It will take us a long way backwards and the water quality will decline.
There will likely be, especially for those in steeper country, some massive costs with regards to stock exclusion and the water reticulation that will come about because of that stock exclusion.
The whole farm is completely laced with waterways. Just on one of our blocks we will have 34.5 kilometres of fencing to put in, and it's 3 blocks. It's not viable, it's not practical. We would have to take out about 300 hectares of native bush to do that. And it would cause an environmental catastrophe. It wouldn't improve the water quality.
This plan also establishes some of the most stringent stock exclusion requirements that we've seen in the country, and they're far more stringent than the national standards. So they require stock to be excluded from all permanently flowing water bodies up to a land of about 25 degrees slope.
We can fence off some waterways. Yes, we can do the big ones. Yes, that will be the large part of it, but we can't do the whole lot. It's impossible. So we fail under all of those rules, and we would become I think it's a restricted discretionary activity and have to have a resource consent. Yet we're only about 7 stock units per hectare because we have a lot in bush and retired.
Probably the most contentious part of this plan though is its approach to managing nitrogen that's emitted from those farming enterprises, and that's as modelled through Overseer. So the plan requires that all farmers have to produce a nitrogen reference point, and then they have to operate in accordance with that. That's like grandparenting. It means that they can't go beyond a historic leaching amount. And we know from our research and from talking to farmers that that will have a significant impact on their business.
So what can farmers do about it?
They can start writing their submissions, start telling the submission panel, the hearing commissioners, about how the council, how the plan change will affect their business, but also what they would propose to do differently, because it's all very well whining about what they don't like, but we've got to all be able to put down something that we think will be able to achieve the vision and strategy for the Waikato and Waipa rivers.
Writing a submission will make all of the difference. To be effective in these processes, you need to stand up and be heard. If farmers don't stand up and speak out about what this plan means for them and the impacts that it's going to have on them, then they won't have a voice and the plan will go through unchallenged.
The key things to writing a submission is telling the council which part of the plan you're talking about, and then whether you support or oppose that part of the plan. Give the council reasons why you think that, and then give them the solutions as well.
This is the most important thing to do, because if you don't put a submission in now, you're not going to have an opportunity to be heard, and these rules could come in and really affect us.
Beef and Lamb New Zealand can help farmers by, one, engaging with farming communities, which is what we've been doing. We've been running submission workshops. Shortly we'll be running workshops on how to present at the hearing. We've also got a lot of background information that's up on our website. It summarises the plan. It provides short PowerPoints of how you should step through writing a submission. It gives you tips and tricks.
So many excellent ideas coming from farmers. They know the land and they know the farming practice intimately, and they're coming up with suggestions or alternatives to what's been suggested.
They need to tell the council what success looks like for them, so what they want the council to do. So change the rule to say something else. It might be that farmers think that addressing stock exclusion is best done through farm environment plans rather than really blunt regulatory tools.
There are some real strengths to the plan, and that is the farm environment plans being quite a central part of the policy. I would like to see that part of the policy brought up further within the plan change.
Tick the box that you want to go and speak to it. That's the most powerful bit, because if you can turn up in front of the commissioner and councillors and speak and tell your story about how it's going to affect your family, your community. That's extremely powerful.
If we had to follow the plan change rules as they are at the moment, yes, they would put us out of business. We could not, it would not be viable for us to do that, either environmentally, physically or financially. So these are really serious, and we can't sit back and hope that someone else is going to do something about it.
This plan is going to impact on you, your business, your families and your communities. It's really important that you understand what is going to be asked of you, and that you and your communities, you stand up and you speak out for yourselves, and you challenge the council and you put forward what you think success looks like for you. Farmers need to have their submissions into the Regional Council by the 8th of March this year.